that pop. Pull up my body and I swear that pop. Big that pop. Pull up my body and I swear. Big that pop. Big that pop.
Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV. We're on the road again tonight following Derby County down to Reading. The Rams have the chance to go top of League One and there's every chance we could see a debut for the new signing. Corey Blackett-Taylor arrived from Charlton yesterday with 8 goals and 6 assists already this season. He's been one of the most exciting and effective wingers in the league. The 26-year-old becomes Derby's first signing of the transfer window.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. Like, obviously I spoke to the manager a few times and obviously there was interest in the summer, but I'm just happy to be here now and finally get it done and just get started.
What has made you decide that Derby County is the right place for you at this point in your career?
I think it's a club, a massive club, everyone knows that, and I'm just happy to be on board and I believe in the project for the next 12, 18 months and I feel like this will be the place for me to not only have a chance to play in the higher league but to develop as a player as well.
In terms of Paul Warne, you mentioned him there. How big a part has he had in attracting you to this club?
Yeah, massive. I think I like to go into clubs where I have a clear understanding of what the manager wants from me and how he sees me fitting into the team, and I think he was essential in that. So, yeah, definitely. And
you will know from speaking to him as well the type of character that he is as well. I would imagine that that's the sort of manager that you'd like to play under. Yeah,
I feel like there's a certain belief that he has in me. I think I thrive personally when I feel like I've got the backing of a manager. It almost just makes me feel like I can play free and he's got my trust and he thinks that I can keep going on and keep getting better. So as a player, personally, that's what I like to, kind of guy that I like to play for. So, in terms of the time that you're coming into the club, clearly in the top 6 at the moment, how excited are you by sort of what's to come and the part that you hope to play in hopefully pushing the team on? Yeah, definitely. I think it's big factor to why I came. I've looked at the league position and I definitely believe that I can add a lot to the team and I can help them get into the higher league. So I think that was a big part of my decision making to come. You know quite a few of the lads, don't you, in the dressing room already? Yeah, Kane, Wilson and Mendes Lang. How sort of important is that when you're looking to settle into a new group? I think you played with Conor Hourihane very briefly as well at Aston Villa. How important is that there's players within the dressing room that you know already that just helps you sort of integrate yourself in? Yeah, definitely. I think I had a few messages before and if there was anything that I needed to kind of ask, weren't sure about, I could kind of speak to them and it just makes it easier. It's like you're not going into a place blind because you kind of know people that know you, understand your personality as well, so it makes it a little bit easier as well. I was going to mention that. Did you have to lean on Nat and Kane at all to sort of sell it to you, or is that kind of already done by that? So not really sell it to me, but they just said if you need any questions or if you don't know something, or they just ensured me that I'm going to make the right choice if I do come and stuff like that. So yeah. You've only been here a short time, but what are your sort of first impressions of the place? Yeah, I used to come here when I was in the academy at Aston Villa, but that was many years ago. But I think straight away when you come in, you just see how big the place is. I just heard that there was 17 pitches and seen all the facilities and that. So I think it's somewhere that I'm definitely going to enjoy to be every day.
Just speak a little bit about what you're leaving behind at Charlton. You've had a really good time there. Was it a difficult decision to sort of step away from that?
Yeah, so I think they helped me kind of get everything going. Like I went in there initially on like a trial, signed a 6-month deal, and then every season I kind of just picked on, and to the point where I am now, and I feel like I was having a very good season. But I just feel like with all the things we discussed earlier, that I feel like this was the right time to kind of go and explore this challenge, and I'm ready for it.
Are you confident then that you can bring your numbers from this season especially have been really good? You can bring them into this Derby team at the top end of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of things in my personal game that I've improved. So I feel like that's just in me now. Like I feel like I'm a different player, and yeah, I just can't wait to actually get going. And I think with the conversation I've had with the manager, he's kind of already told me how he sees me improving and how I can fit into the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, excited to get the shirt on for the first time and really get the Derby career started then?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been like a long time kind of coming, but I just think that now I'm here now, and I can actually get going and get it started really, and I'm excited for it.
Derby's new signing, Corey Blackett-Taylor there, who notched up 3 assists in a 4-0 victory for his former side against Reading back in October. Now, he may be the first new signing of the January transfer window for the Rams, but that doesn't mean there haven't been a few other bits of business that have been done already. One of those included extending the loan of Tyreece John-Jules from Arsenal until the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm happy. I've really settled in here. I really settled in with the lads, with the staff, especially when I was injured, everyone was looking after me, so I felt like it was right to stay. I was just been getting quite a bit of minutes now, so I just want to push on for the rest of the season.
Was there ever any doubt from you that you wanted to stay, or any doubt that you might not be staying?
Not in my head, not really, no, because obviously I hadn't had a lot of minutes, and the gaffer was building me in slowly, getting me more minutes game by game. So I feel like I always felt like I wanted to stay here and finish the season well, and try and finish what we started.
I think I'm right in saying you're out of contract at the end of the season. How much have you thought about the future beyond the next couple of months?
To be fair, I'm just thinking about now. I think that will sort itself out when it comes to it. But for now, I'm just thinking about finishing the season strong, getting as many games and minutes as possible. And then when we get to the end of the season, that's when time for a contract talk.
Yeah, we can't really talk about your season so far without talking about the disruption that you had and the injury that sort of got in the way toward the start. You seem to be, fully fit now and firing on all cylinders. How are you feeling? Yeah,
touch with that. That's the last injury. I'm feeling good. Game by game, more minutes. I'm feeling better. Not where I want to be at the moment, but I think the more minutes I get, it will come. It will come. And I can just wait on my time when the gaffer plays me, and I got to give it my all.
Have the staff have to sort of hold you back a little bit? Because I know players, when they feel like they're ready to go, I want to play all the time. I want to play as much as I can, and you maybe have to listen to the body a little bit more. Yeah,
it's difficult with me because I have to manage how much I do in training and how much I do in games, and if we have 2 games in a week, whether I can play both games. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, which are credit to the physios and stuff. They've been managing my numbers a lot. So. And I'm staying fit, so hopefully you can continue.
You mentioned the group earlier and how quickly you settled in. What's this dressing room like?
It's a good dressing room. Good lads, funny guys, but they're all so welcoming. They welcomed me in very quick, and it's just like a family really. Everyone's so good to each other, so yeah, it's good.
Who are you particularly close to, would you say?
I have a few different little groups. We have the Uno group. We play Uno on the bus, and you've got like Mendes and Kane. But I'm close with everyone. I speak to everyone in the dressing room. It's not with one person and the other, but I speak to everyone, and we're all close. So.
Who's best at Uno? Who do you play with?
If I don't say myself, I'd say I give it to Joe Smith. I give it to Joe. He's not, to be fair.
Tyreece, John-Jules there talking to RamsTV. Now let's really get into the build-up to tonight's game. Starting with a look at the League One table. The top two aren't in action tonight, which is why Derby have the chance to go top of League One. Bolton arguably are in the best shape of anyone with their games in hand. They do play tonight, while Leyton Orient are up into the top 10 after another big win at the weekend. Even a win tonight wouldn't get Reading out of the relegation zone. They would be safe if not for the 4 points they've already been docked by the EFL this season. More on that in a moment. Carlisle and Fleetwood look to be in all sorts of trouble at the bottom. So what about Reading then? We know we've seen a crisis or two at Pride Park over the last couple of years, but the situation at the Medeski Stadium might be even worse than that. Reading's ownership saga is now into its fourth year. They've been docked a combined 16 points across 3 seasons already, and it cost them their place in the Championship last season. Their last home game was abandoned due to a pitch invasion as home supporters desperately tried to bring attention to what's going on. We've just heard in the last 10 minutes that Reading have been handed a suspended 3-point penalty for that. But there may be some light at the end of the tunnel yet for the club. I've been getting the very latest from the BBC's Tim Dellor.
Disclosure agreements in place at the moment, so no, there's no real update with any authority. Plenty of rumours doing the mill on social media, as you can imagine, but at the moment we can't be absolutely sure. Nigel Howe, who was the chief exec at the club, has been brought back in, and it's public that he is now leading the charge to try and find a new owner, but then getting that new owner in front of Dai Young and making something happen. That's a whole nother step. So it's been a really dragged out drama that's been going on for a year or so now. And the ownership, as soon as they can shift the club, that's good news for everybody, I think.
Yeah, it almost sounds, Tim, as though actually that is a move in the right direction, because previously there weren't even attempts to find a new buyer for the club.
Yeah, that definitely is right. There's a step in the right direction, but still a long way to go, unfortunately. And part of the issue has been the lack of communication. So Dai Young Pang, the chief exec, haven't ever done any media interview. Frustrating for Reading fans not being kept informed as things go along. But you would expect some news at some point, and we've had absolutely nothing. So the fact that Nigel Howe is there, Mark Bowen, head of football operations, there are people now starting to make things happen. But yeah, goodness me, it's taken a while to get to this stage.
And unfortunately, it is starting, as if it wasn't already, to really affect things on the football side. I think players have been sold already in this window, and there might be more to come. What sort of state do you think the squad will be in by the end of the transfer window?
Yeah, well, that's the worry. And Mark Bowen, as I just mentioned, he's been adamant that there shouldn't be a fire. But Nelson Abbey disappearing, and then we've got potential. Well, Tom Holmes has left the club, but actually come back on loan. But yeah, the end of January can't come fast enough for Reading fans, because there is a real concern that the squad will just be depleted as the month goes on. But it's a really difficult situation. I know Derby County fans feel Reading's pain, and you've been through it before, but it's not a nice place to be in at the moment for the Reading fans, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But the team are fighting. I mean, they are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination in terms of the relegation fight.
No, I mean, if they get hammered by more points deductions, then that could be their undoing, as it was last season in the Championship when they had a 6-point deduction, and that turned out to be the exact number of points that Reading failed to stay up by. So, they can't afford any more points deductions, that's for sure. They have actually, until the defeat at Wigan on Saturday, the 1-0 defeat up there. I think it's lost 1 in 9. They've been unbeaten in 6 in the league. So it wasn't a disaster by any means on the pitch. In fact, they've got a pretty decent squad, I'd say. But you can't help but feel for the players, because the distractions all around. I mean, it is absolute chaos off the field. They've done very well, the players, to remain professional and to stick on task. But yeah, they're not out of it. They're 4 points adrift of safety, so 4 points behind Exeter at the moment. So everything to play for, lots of games still, but what they can't afford is any more points deductions or you've already mentioned, losing more players. That could be a real issue as well.
Tim Dellor there with the latest on Reading's situation. Well, Derby will have to ignore the noise tonight as they try to go top of the League One table. This is their second away game in 4 days following the trip to Lincoln on Saturday, of course, ahead of tonight's game. We've spoken to first team coach Matt Hamshaw.
No, everybody's all right. Obviously, turnaround in games. I know people say, well, you've had plenty of days, but obviously we played Monday and then the Saturday and Tuesday, so a little bit of a turnaround. Worked on a few things that we want to take in tomorrow night, but everybody's come through it unscathed, which is obviously good news.
And what was the big message in the meeting this morning after the draw at Lincoln on Saturday?
I think just to be a little bit more clinical at final third and take a little bit more risk and a few more opportunities. I thought from 18 to 18 we were in control of the game, really. Fair play to Lincoln, they hit us on counter-attack a couple of times and were quite brave with the way they went about it. But I thought that certainly after half-time, for that 15-minute spell, we looked really threatening and I thought a goal were coming. So we're disappointed not to come away with 3 points, but I think we'll probably look back and think we got a little bit fortunate with the point with some of the opportunities that they missed. How
much does it say about the progress that you've made that you can look on a point away at a top half team as a disappointment in a way?
Well, we go into every game to win, so I won't say there's like we've come a long way. We want to win games of football, so we were disappointed initially. Obviously, emotionally, you get involved in the game, so we watch it back obviously a couple of times Sunday, all of us, and then reassess how we thought it went. And as I've just said, I thought we controlled a lot of the ball from 18 to 18 without really having a killer touch. And as I said, we got caught a couple of times on counter, but we were still disappointed to not go there and take 3 points. And we felt that had we been at our best, we would have done that, and that's probably the disappointing thing.
Quick turnaround to Reading on Tuesday night, as you mentioned. Ask you about Reading, the football team first. What do you make of them? Scoring goals doesn't look to be an issue for them.
It's a really difficult one to answer because up until the last probably 9-10 games, they've really struggled, obviously for obvious reasons. But if you look at the team on paper, if you look at the last few results, I think we've got like 10 points in our last 5 games and they've got 8. So there's not a lot of difference in it. They've picked up. We know obviously a lot of the players. We've had Lewis Wing before, who's a great lad, can score a goal, scored against us for Wickham last year. Sam Smith up front, Harvey Nibbs, obviously Holmes at the back who sold to Luton. So they've got a lot of good EFL League One, arguably Championship players who've done it at that level. So it's going to be a difficult game for us, but we feel again, big pitch probably will suit us. As away record's been good. I think for obvious reasons, the fact that teams come and get at us a little bit more and might leave the back door open a little bit, and we've taken advantage of that. So it'd be a really good game, but I think it'll be a game that if you actually look at on paper with Reading, they're a good team. They're ranked really high for out of possession, the press high, they want to win the ball back. A manager who's obviously worked in Premier League, albeit a short period, but has done it at an high level. So it'd be a tough game, but one that we're looking forward to.
There's Hammy, and here's your League One lineup for this Tuesday night. Just the 6 games. Bolton against Cheltenham also sees a promotion contender take on a team in the relegation zone, and someone in the top 6 will have to drop points as 5th place Barnsley visit Oxford, who start the night 6th in the table. They are 7:45 starts. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff for us tonight, and you can watch Derby County's trip to Reading on RamsTV. We're available worldwide, including in the UK, so get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. That's all from the preview show. We'll see you at 7:30. Goodbye. It's a bright start from Derby. Barkhazen's cross. Collins' header! What a start! Bird's touch. Can Mendes-Lang get onto it? Here's Derby's chance. It's Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. Wilson doesn't settle for him. Harrod then finds it. It's the skipper when they needed him most.